right. First and foremost, we would like to give all praise and glory unto
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah,
Yahushua,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Kakadash,
Kakadash.
and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers, and peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners who may have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right, we're at GMS Mississippi Camp on the brother Yashua Mofin to my left.
Abaya.
And what we want to get into today, all right, is the weapon of mass destruction dealing with the women of the tribes. Okay, and pretty much, how they've been manipulated, to be, a weapon of mass destruction amongst their own people. Which we're going to get into that definition. Now, one thing about this truth is setting everything back in order.
Right.
The scriptures say, matter of fact, get that real quick, Wisdom of Solomon 8:1. And then you get that Jeremiah 6:16, then you get that James. So this wisdom, okay, that we have, what is it doing is establishing order amongst us as a people. Because the reason we're in this predicament, captivity, Esau ruling over us, the curses on us, is because we got out of order as a people. You got it, bro.
And this is Wisdom of Solomon 8:1. Wisdom reach from one end to another mightily.
Yep.
And sweetly does she order all things.
So how is wisdom reaching from one end of the earth to the other via the internet? Okay, the YouTube does the heavy lifting, the other apostles, and brothers go into. Okay, and it's putting the nation of Israel in order because we're the most out of order nation that there is, beginning, okay, with the liberation of the woman. Okay, that has led to the disorder that we exist in today. Okay, but now we're seeking, those old paths. You got it, bro.
Okay, this is Psalm 19:1.
Yep.
The heavens declare the glory of the Most High, and the firmament shows his handiwork.
Yeah, the atmosphere, okay, what's in the atmosphere, the satellites. And this is how, these live screens, these videos, okay, are able to be viewed, globally. Okay? And what's being taught is the old path, the correct order that we're supposed to be in because we lost our way. Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah 6:16.
Yep.
Thus said Yahweh, stand you in the ways and see and ask for the old paths.
Yep. Go ahead.
Where is the good way?
There was the good way. Go ahead.
And walk therein.
And walk, which is your lifestyle,
right?
Your conduct. Go ahead.
And you shall find rest for your spirits.
Go ahead.
But they said we will not walk therein.
But they said we will not walk therein. Okay, and that's 2/3 of our people that refuse to go back to those old ways.
Right.
Okay. So we're gonna go back to the origin of this thing where it started. All right, but you said the old ways, where is the good way, and you shall find rest for your souls. Because when we live after according to the scriptures, we didn't have to, watch our back at a gas station.
Right.
Okay, there wasn't Israelite neighborhoods that we didn't want to go into. Okay, that was infamous for murder and robbery.
Right, bro.
When we had the old ways, there wasn't, wasn't a thing of stay away from the nigga woman. When we was back in our ways, the woman wasn't stressed with the burden of society. Because even now, what the woman say, she just want to rest in her femininity.
Right.
Well, that's how it was set up.
That's right. That's right.
You got tricked out your spot.
And
not only did you get tricked out your position, you became weaponized, all right, to pretty much deliver a death blow to the nation, man.
And this is Deuteronomy 4:5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Yahweh, my power, commanded me.
Yep.
That you should do so in the land where you go to possess it.
Yeah, because these laws and these statutes was for us to govern ourselves and our sovereignty, man. Go ahead.
Verse 6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations.
Yep.
which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
Yeah, so everything was established from the beginning, in order, you know. And the Lord gave, then that's the thing about being the chosen people. He gave us his wisdom to govern ourselves with. He didn't deal with any other nation like that. That was one of the perks of being the chosen. Okay? And that's one of the reasons that Esau, Edom was envious of us from the beginning, going back as the serpent.
Right. Can I read a little more?
Yeah, bro.
Let me jump into the NLT. This is Deuteronomy 4 and 8. Let me start at verse 7. Deuteronomy 4 and 7. For what great nation has a power as near to them as Yahweh, our power, is near to us whenever we call on him? And what great nation has decrees and regulations as righteous and fair as this body of instructions that I am giving you today?
Yeah, so when you go into the law, it's based on fairness, man.
Right.
You know? So what happened, the serpent, going back to the garden, he introduced Eve away to where it seemed like she was getting a better deal than her role under Adam. You know?
Right.
But you go into the law, it's fair.
That's right.
You know?
And this is the point. But watch out. Be careful never to forget what you yourself have seen.
Ooh.
Do not let these memories escape from your mind as long as you live, and be sure to pass them on to your children and grandchildren.
And see, we lost our way.
That's right.
Because we're going to bring it to modern time on how, this whole feminist movement, all right, that era of women, stop teaching the correct way to their daughters.
Right.
Okay, and it spread like a plague. Because going back to a weapon of mass destruction, what happens? Because even if you go to a nuke, because it explodes in one place, but what happened? It spreads. You see, a chemical, weapon. Okay, it happened in one place, but the people become the weapon, and it spreads.
Man, that's heavy. What you said.
You got.
This is according to DHS.gov. The United States faces. Well, you know what? Let me get to the point. A weapon of mass destruction is a nuclear, radiological, chemical, biological, or other device that is intended to harm a large number of people.
Yeah, and you gotta think, this was chemical warfare, because even when you go, I know you went to those things, all right, with your neurons, your mind, because you can be diagnosed with being chemically imbalanced.
That's right. That's right.
You see?
That's right.
So this devil, he pretty much, this feminist doctrine is like a chemical imbalance. Because the one thing about it, when your mind is altered off drugs, you're pretty much operating from a different reality than everyone else.
That's right.
You can become delusional.
That's right.
And this devil, when he planted this seed of feminism, he pretty much infected, the women of the tribes with a chemical imbalance, man. And that chemical balance spread.
Right.
Yeah,
and then also from a biological standpoint too.
Yeah.
So he hit us in two different ways, like the priest is saying, from a chemical standpoint and a biological standpoint, or other device that is intended to harm a large number of people. And what are the large number of people? The nation of Israel, the tribes, starting with us men, and then that trickles down to the children. And since I said that, can I get something real quick? And this proves that a woman, right? They use Eve as that intent, right? And look how much damage a mindset can do when it's created to inflict mass destruction. Deuteronomy 28 and 56, the tender and delicate woman among you, which will not adventure to set the soul let me read that again. The tender and delicate woman among you, which will not adventure to set the sole of her foot on the ground, for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward the young one that comes out from between her feet.
That's the curse, man.
Right.
You know, and it go and it still back in the garden, okay, when it was revamped during the feminist movement, man.
Right.
You know, to the point to where our women, you know, were so delicate. You know, they were so feminine. Like you gotta understand when the scriptures say that Israel is the form of all things.
Mm-hmm.
So this whole thing of being feminine, it came from our women.
Right.
Like the standard of how a woman should be, her femininity, they come from Israelite women.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, every standard of order and culture, all right, that we see in society, that comes from us as a people, man.
Right.
Because we was given that way.
That's it.
Okay,
That's right.
and we failed.
And that's why we, via the Spirit, say that she's a weapon of mass destruction from a biological and a chemical standpoint that is intended to harm a large number of people. And according to Deuteronomy 28 and 56, all right, her mind shall be evil toward her husband, her son, and her daughter, and toward the young one that comes out from between her feet.
It's a nation.
Right. A weapon of mass destruction.
That's a nation, man. That evil eye,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and it's only increased, you know, because
That's
you
right.
can really much see the hatred, you know, that Eve has, you know, for the random Israelite man. Like it just, you know, it just pretty much you can tell it is just tension,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Right.
between the Israelite man and the Israelite woman, you know, and then a lot of the tension comes from the bitterness of them trying to play that independent woman role.
That's right, bro.
You know,
That's right.
trying to really play that out in real time.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Right. I'm gonna finish off for
you
you.
got it, bro.
Which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for want of all things secretly in the siege and straitness wherewith your enemy shall distress you in your gates.
And see, you go into, you know, history. You know, you got the time in Kings where you had those women cooking their children.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, during the time of the Roman siege,
Right.
and it's going to happen again this time.
That's right.
You know, you got it, bro.
So Genesis 1.
Yeah, let's get Genesis too, because see, we're gonna go into the order. See, you know, you got these different podcasts, okay, different influences on YouTube, and they can complain, you know, about the problem, but let's go to the origin according to the Bible. See, this is our source,
Mm-hmm.
okay? This is the origin of the whole dynamic of man and woman dealing with duties and responsibilities, man. Yeah.
This is Genesis 2 and 15.
Yep.
And Yahweh, your power, took the man.
Yep.
And put him into the Garden of Eden
Go ahead.
to dress it and to keep it.
Yep. In Garden of Eden, you know, that just goes into what they call Jerusalem today.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but that's where Eastern Eden, okay, Eastern Eden, you know, Adam was ruling, okay, out of the promised land. Okay, and it said the Lord put the man, so the Lord was dealing directly with the man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is the order that was from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and he gave Adam, all right, which we know in the spirit that's Yahweh Shai. He gave him a charge, which is to keep the garden. So you go into keep.
Right. This is for the term keep in the Hebrew. The Strong's H8104 pronounced as shamar.
Yep.
Which means to keep, guard, observe, have charge of.
Yep. So he was in charge of paradise.
Yeah.
See, that was the man's role. His duty was to be in charge of paradise, the affairs of the earth.
That's right. Ooh,
okay.
Right.
You got it. Yep.
Also to protect.
Yep.
Also to observe, celebrate, keep, perform.
Yep. To read that one.
Which one you want?
You read that whole.
To keep.
Yep.
Right. To keep, guard, keep watch and ward.
Yep.
Protect, man, save life.
To protect and save life. Okay. You see, so Adam, even when he was naming the animals, okay, that was just a demonstration of how much authority he had.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because you look at how the animals are named today. Who named the animal? Esau, Edom. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of these plants, where they go back to Latin names.
Right.
Okay, going back to the language of Rome. Okay, which that goes back to witchcraft. But let's let you know that Adam had the authority. Okay, so his rulership was responsible for protecting life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wow. And when you go into that term, bro, dress in the Hebrew, it's ibad. It goes into to serve with Levitical service.
He was the first priest. You see,
Shit. Yeah.
that was the duties of man. Show you how everything coming back full circle.
That's right.
What are we going to be in the kingdom? Kings and priests.
That's right, bro.
Okay.
Wow.
So when you go back to the origin, dealing with the sons of God, you know, Adam was given, you know, the authority to rule, but his rulership was intended to protect life.
That's right.
That's why he was given that breath, that wisdom.
That's it.
You see, and we have this same wisdom entered back into us, and what are we doing? We're starting to put things back in order.
That's right, bro.
You know, so now let's jump to 18.
Hey,
Now this is the role of the woman.
God, bro. Genesis 2:18, and Yahweh power said, "It is not good that the man should be alone.
Yep.
I will make him an helpmeet for him."
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So let's get this word help.
And it goes to show you that the Most High created us to be extremely sociable.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There's nothing wrong with being alone and also to have like solitude time. But at the end of the day, the Most High created us to be sociable.
Yeah.
And Esau knows the dynamic of not socializing with people doing that bullshit ass 1-9 thing, right? What happened? He wanted you socially isolated because that breaks down your mind. And eventually that breaks down your body.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his man is very crafty. He doesn't have that dynamic of psychology for nothing. And when you delve into that term psychology, it means the study of the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Right? What you want, bro?
Get the word help.
You want the help? I got you.
Yeah, get that word help. And then
okay. For help, Strong's H 5828 pronounces Izar, which means a help, succor, and one who helps.
and it says what's it? Aid. I think it's right here. Yeah, aid. Yep.
Yep.
Aid.
Aid.
And then you go into that word secure.
Yeah. All right, for succor, it means assistance and support in times of hardship and distress.
Yep. So secure, okay, because guess what? If you're in rulership, when you come home,
mm-hmm.
you see, because that's a lot of responsibility.
Right.
Like he's going back, Adam's rulership was to protect life in the earth. So he was managing the affairs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What did the scripture say? The wife being a pillar?
Yeah, I was looking for that.
I think that is it 30.
Ecclesiasticus 20:36 and 24.
Yep.
He that gets a wife begins a possession.
Go ahead.
A help like unto himself.
Oh, a help like unto himself.
A help like unto himself.
See, the assistant. Go ahead.
Right. And a pillar of rest.
And the pillar of rest. So going back from the beginning, okay, this is the reason that the Lord, all right, created the woman was to be an assistant to her husband.
Can I put something on you? Ecclesiasticus 40:23. A friend and companion never meet amiss.
Go ahead.
But above both is a wife with her husband.
Yeah, because that's really that dynamic of husband and wife, man. That's a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's like you said, we meant to be social.
That's
man.
right, bro.
And that's why, you know, brothers like chicks from other nations. Okay, like that's every man's personal reference, you know. Mm-hmm. But when you go into it, like the reason Jake, still deal with Eve because Eve got that vibe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, we sociable people.
Right.
Because you can, deal with the other women, but it's on a certain degree that they can really, But Eve can kick it like you can, you know.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
Yeah.
like going back. Eve was created, you know, to complement, all right, the Israelite man. Like the Israelite, there's a reason why they're daughters of Zion because they meant to vibe with Jake on a whole nother level, based for rulership.
Right.
You see, and we talking about rulership now. So the woman was created, Eve was created to assist Adam in his rulership.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, to be there secure when he will come home from dealing with the affairs of the earth.
That's right.
He will come home to that pillar of rest.
That's it, bro.
Okay?
A companion.
Yeah, he can de-stress.
That's right.
And get back.
A support system.
Because guess what? Everything that he's doing out there benefited her.
Mm-hmm.
To where she could chill.
That's right.
You know, and play her part.
Yeah.
You know?
And just to make your point, Ecclesiasticus 36:25, where no hedge is, there the possession is spoiled.
Yep.
And he that has no wife will wander up and down mourning.
Yeah, because that's in your nature. You know?
Right.
As a man, you know, to want, all right, their woman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and not only a woman, but a woman that's after your order, man.
Right.
You know?
And that's very important.
Yep. So what Esau did, okay, he pretty much in this time during the feminist movement, just like the serpent, he came with a package.
Right.
He came with a package deal, man.
That's right.
And you can see what Eve and the serpent talked about based on how it's playing out today.
Right.
You know?
And if I can just make a correction for that pronunciation, for Succour, it's pronounced as Sokor.
Come.
You know, Sokor.
Come.
You know.
So let's get Genesis 3.
All right.
And this is where the bullshit coming again.
Right.
Because remember, there was an order right here.
Right.
All right, and this is the serpent coming to break up their order.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got it, bro.
So this is Genesis 3:1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which Yahweh power had made.
Yeah, so you go into the word serpent, it goes into Nashah.
That's right.
Okay, which goes into witchcraft,
Mm-hmm.
diviner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let you know how the serpent was getting down on the left hand side.
Right.
You know?
So in today's time, if a dude snakes you, what you will say? He's a snake.
Yep.
So the scriptures is really identifying this man as a fucking snake.
Yep.
A serpent.
Yep.
You know? Just to back the priest up. Back in Genesis 3:1, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which Yahweh power had made.
And the beast goes into the other nations.
That's right.
All right, because the scripture refers to them as beasts.
Right.
You know,
That's right.
Even when you go into Daniel 7th chapter, when they describe those different empires, what it describes
That's
them as
right.
different beasts.
That's
Four
right.
beasts.
And what makes them beasts? They lack the law, statutes, and the
You
commandments.
had this Kakwadash.
That's right.
Adam had it, they did.
That's right, bro.
You know, go ahead.
And the field is what? At this time frame, the world.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Which Yahweh power had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, has the Most High said, you shall not eat of every tree of the garden.
Yeah, see, these trees represents the other nations, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and these nations outside of the lineage of the sons of God, all right, they wasn't giving their breath, okay? They wasn't operating under their wisdom of Yahweh Bashem Al-Shai. That's why Adam was given charge to keep and protect life because he had the wisdom to do so.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Because think about something in the book of Mark, it tells you that how you seen men as trees.
Yep.
And within these men, they had what? Different philosophies.
Yep.
You know, like in today's time frame, how Elam believe in his religion, Africans believe in their religion.
Mm-hmm.
It was the same thing going on at this time frame.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is new under the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is symbolic talk, but you have to have the spirit in order to understand, as well as teachers too. Right? So verse 2, and the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden.
Yeah, and she's gonna go into what trees that she's supposed to eat from. Right?
Right, verse 3. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High said, you shall not eat of it, neither shall you touch it, lest you die.
Yeah, so she was able to eat the tree from what? Of righteousness, man.
Mm-hmm.
That came from Adam.
Right.
You know, she was under the order of Adam.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the lineage of the sons of God had a particular order, just like when we was in Israel. Okay, when we was in our own land. Okay, that's why you had the big division of the circumcision and the uncircumcision. It was all based off of doctrine and the culture.
Right.
You know,
Right.
that's why they considered our people that was living outside the law was what, heathens,
That's right.
Gentiles, and Greeks.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so they was only supposed to partake, okay, in their right way.
Right.
You see,
which is what the law, statutes, and the commandments.
mm-hmm.
And at this time frame, it was what, in an oral
Yep.
format.
Yep.
So it's passed down via mouth, word of mouth.
Yep.
Right. And just to prove what the priest is saying, that this is all symbolic talk, Isaiah 3:10, say you to the righteous that it shall be well with them, for they shall eat the fruits of their doings.
They shall eat of the fruit of their doing.
Yeah.
Hey, because guess what? When you eat something, you know what happens is it's digested.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then eventually it has to come out.
That's right.
Okay, the body breaks it down and it uses, you know, the nutrients for life.
Mm-hmm.
But if you eat poison, what happens? It breaks
That's right.
down the body. And feminist was like a poison
That's right.
that was administered, you know, to the woman. Okay, even you go back to Eve. Eve was pretty much given a poison, a philosophy.
Right.
Okay, that was toxic. Even that's the term that they use, toxic.
That's right. That's it.
Okay, so now when you eat, there's either a consequence or a benefit.
Wrong.
Okay, you got it, bro.
And this is heavy. Just to back you up, even for fruit in the Hebrew, Strong's H6529 pronounced as haraya, right? And it goes into fruit of action.
So actions.
Just like you were saying, and then this is another thing. It also says too, you shall eat the fruit of your hands, you shall experience the results.
You shall experience the results. You see?
That's right.
Because when you partake in a particular food, okay, guess what? It has to come out.
That's right.
You know, certain things come with a certain smell.
That's right.
Well, you look at this generation, this is what feminism shitted out.
That's right. There you go.
This is what the serpent and feminism shitted out. You look at these young, all right, you look at the alphabet community, rampant. You look at these young, wild niggas that are soft, but they just got guns and testosterone.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You look at the war between men and women. You look at the dysfunction, the baby daddy, baby mama culture, and all this madness. This is what Esau and feminism shitted out, man.
That's it, bro.
Okay, the results.
Yep.
You know.
And so one more, bro. Jeremiah 17:10. I, the Lord Yahweh, search the mind. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings.
The fruit of his doings. Then on the flip side, like you take a Alabama, okay? They had a system. They had a doctrine.
That's right.
And what did it produce? Top tier.
That's right.
Athletes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to back you up. Look at them. The end results of them being drafted.
Yep.
As well as the steal.
Yep.
The championships.
Yep.
It was a system. It was a fucking system, and what the serpent did was he destroyed the system. He destabilized order. He freed the fucking servant. And when you free a servant within a kingdom, what happens to that kingdom? Eventually, at the process of time, it breaks down.
Yep.
Because you have nobody doing what the servant was designed and created to do.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yes, exactly. Because if you take parts off a motor, what's going to happen?
It ain't gonna run.
You know, you can have and the law, statutes, commandments had us as a people like a well-oiled machine.
That's right.
Everyone in their order.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay, bro.
All right, back into Genesis 3:3. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High has said, you shall not eat of it, neither shall you touch it, lest you die.
So she knew what not to do.
That's right.
So that she had the order.
That's right.
But here comes the serpent with the game. Go ahead.
Verse 4, and the serpent said unto the woman, you shall not surely die.
Yep.
Verse 5,
He lied.
that's
Go
right.
ahead.
For the Most High does know that in the day you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and you shall be as gods or powers or Elohim, knowing good and evil.
So what he did was he made it seem as if the Most High was holding her back.
Right.
Like in this society,
That's right.
they make it seem as if, you know, you're a woman that's in order. Oh, you a slave. That's all you is, just have babies. That's all you is, just a wife. You know, you a slave. You know, like the husband was just this tyrant. And that's what they push with these certain characters, Mister.
That's right.
You know, what's love got to do with
That's
it?
right.
Like that's every Israelite man.
Stella got a groove.
Yeah. Like every Israelite man, you know, is just whooping your ass, a terrible father.
Right.
Nah, man.
Right.
You know?
But meanwhile, in his household, his wife is under him.
Yep.
She's doing what she's supposed to be doing.
Yep.
Hell, he would actually use the law, statutes, and the commandments to execute or exercise judgment within his household.
Yep.
You know? Verse 6. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat.
He enlightened her in another way.
That's right.
Which ultimately we had to go through this.
Right.
So we could learn both sides.
Right.
Okay, but we're addressing what we're seeing playing out now. So think about it. The woman today, like I said, you can pretty much tell the things that were discussed, you know, in that conversation, in those conversations, because it was over a period of time. You know, there's the serpent and Eve was having these backdoor conversations, and pretty much it was all to undermine Adam.
Right.
He pretty much weaponized her to undermine Adam. Matter of fact, to prove that, get Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 21.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 22, the mysteries, or such things.
23. Yeah.
23. All right, so this is Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 23. For the Most High created man to be immortal.
And that was Adam.
Right. And made him to be an image of his own eternity.
Made him to be an image of his own eternity. So you gotta think of the glory that Adam had amongst these heathens, man.
That's right. That's right.
Okay? Like there was a glory, like he stood out.
That's right.
Okay? Go ahead.
Right. Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world.
Through envy of the devil, going back to the serpent.
Right.
Okay? Go ahead.
And they that do hold of his side do find it.
Yeah, so the serpent came and put death in the game because he was envious at the glory of Adam. He just used the woman as a tool. Eve was just a tool, okay, to pry Adam out of rulership. Okay? So you look at it today and how they weaponize the woman. Because you think about it, the only power that the Israelite woman has is to destroy herself and her family. He just rewards you while you do it and hype you up while you do it. Okay? Because think about it. Let's think about what she has the power to do. She can, she can put a man on child support. She pretty much ruin the Israelite man's life if he gets him pregnant. Yeah. Okay? Then she can raise these children in an environment, okay, to where these children are terribly developed.
Right.
Okay? Or she have these children, like it's a lot of, these children are unprotected in these single mother households, man.
Very right.
They uncles, they boyfriends, they brothers. Like them children is sitting ducks in their single mother household, man.
That's right.
But you have these the perks you get government assistance.
Right.
You get these overpaying, useless jobs.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
You get to be celebrities and you get to
hood rich.
Yeah, hood rich.
Hood rich.
You get to be sexually liberated where you can just do your thing.
Right.
You can, go here, travel, do this. You got all these little perks, but the only power you really got It's to destroy your own people.
That's it. And
You
that's
know?
what makes you a weapon of mass destruction. Because Esau created you to what? To destroy the nation.
Yep.
And you've done a very great job.
Yep.
You know, hey, just to back you up, how you said Adam stood out. This is
Yeah.
Ezekiel 31 and verse 4. I'm gonna jump back and forth.
Yep.
KJV. The waters made him great. The deep set him up on high, with her rivers running round about his plants,
Mm-hmm.
and sent out her little rivers unto all the trees of the field.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 5. Now, this is actually talking about him being inside that fertile crescent.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Different Euphrates.
That's right. There you
Tigris.
go. There you go, brother.
You know.
And that's spoken of what the priest is saying in Genesis, the 2nd chapter. Right? So let's jump to verse 5 in the NLT. This great tree towered high, higher than all the other trees around it.
Hey, so Adam had that glory, he had that stature,
That's right.
that status,
That's right.
that rank.
That's right. And that's what the serpent envied.
Yep.
That's what he wanted.
Yep.
Adam had a kingdom. So this great tree towered high, higher than all the other trees around it. It prospered and grew long, thick branches because of the water at its roots.
And that goes back to what was it, the foundation, that wisdom.
He had the law, statutes, and the
He was
commandments.
rooted.
That's right.
And he pretty much impenetrable.
That's right.
But the serpent loaded that woman
Right.
with that toxic.
And
Man.
that's what made the serpent the fucking serpent.
Yep.
Because he knew he couldn't run up on Adam.
Yep.
So what do I do?
Yeah.
And he had some form of high rank in order to be in contact with Eve.
And he had to be in the courts.
Right, he had
You
to
know,
be in the
so
courts of something.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Verse 6. The birds nested in his branches, and in his shade all the wild animals gave birth.
Yep.
All the great nations of the world lived in his shadow, man. Ooh.
And that shows you that even in the time of King Solomon.
That's right.
And so it shows you that the rulership of Adam, okay, provided for the earth.
That's
really,
right.
To keep Shamar,
That's right.
is to protect life, to
That's
guard,
right.
to watch.
That's right.
That's
right.
So Adam had a functioning system, man.
That's right.
That's
right. Beautiful, bro. Hey, that's another lesson.
Bro. Bro. And the woman, all she had to do was assist that.
That's it.
You see?
That's it. And if I could just
Yeah,
say, bro, you women, I mean, y'all have a beautiful role. And then at the same time frame, a woman, let's just say if a woman is dating a prophet, a man of Yahweh Shem Shah, that woman still can do what she wants to, eat shrimp, eat this, eat that. But at the same time frame, if the Most High sanctions it, that woman still can be saved.
Yep.
So he still shows women favor.
Yep.
Even in their folly, man.
Yep.
And all Eve had to do was play her position, but at the same time frame, we understand in order to be true judges, true powers, you have to understand righteous and unrighteous.
And inwardly, Eve wanted Adam's power, man.
That's right.
She wasn't satisfied with her glory. She wanted his glory.
That's it.
Okay, and this is the dysfunction that we see today is women is obsessed with that power.
That's right.
And the serpent gave it to her.
That's right.
But she had to destroy herself and her nation
That's
again.
right. That's right.
Okay, because you look at
That's right.
the thing that a woman, the hardest thing for a woman in this society, the modern time, is to relinquish their power.
That's it.
Okay?
That's it.
To relinquish that, and really, even if she is under her husband to a degree, then she still has a problem with the husband dealing with other women.
Right.
Because that's a piece of power that she got.
That's
Being
it.
the only one,
That's
still her having some type of leverage.
Right.
Right. So when you look at it, the serpent seen something in Eve.
Right.
That she wanted that glory.
Right. And so what he did was he used that desire and basically he magnified it. Look, if you do this through the art of feminism, you will have your own kingdom.
Because then another thing he had to be hyping up with, shit, this wouldn't run without you.
You know what?
And
to just to prove that Eve had something going on with her, bro.
Yeah.
This is
you the one having the children.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The servant just putting the bullshit in the game.
When you go into that term, bro, for pleasant, it's Strong's H8378, pronounced as ta'awa, ta'awa, which means a desire, a wish, a longings of one's mind. So she was jealous of Adam. Something was going on that made her jealous with Adam, and the serpent was observant enough to know, okay, I'm gonna play on this.
Yep.
And then, therefore, over a process of time, where it really started with you, you became a weapon of mass destruction.
Yep.
Because remember, the scripture states that based on her actions, through her, what? We all die.
Yep.
We all die. So challenge me on that precept right there.
Yeah, cause like I say, this environment of single mothers, like look what's being cultivated.
That's it. And
Yeah.
cultivate means what, priest?
Hey, to pretty much to
Develop.
groom. Yeah, to develop, to groom.
Raise. That's right.
Yep. And when you like I say, when you remove the man, when you incentivize having no man, and you glorify being a single mother, because for the longest, single mothers were what, heroes.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
That's right.
For the longest, they was heroes.
That's right.
You see, you better not say nothing about. But then, as you really look at it, man, like when you look at the woman operating with no head, you see why she need a head.
Right.
And that's one thing that you women should come to the realization, like, nah, we need to be led.
Right.
That should be something that click, like, okay, now we need to be led. Because the woman operating without no head has led to the worst decision making on the planet Earth, man. You know?
Yeah.
Because not only, because even when the woman was liberated to do her own thing, what did she do? She went and chose the worst nigga to have children with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Then when the children are here, because you train the women up, you train the daughters to be another toxic version of you.
Right.
And then
Right.
these boys are not developed.
Right.
Going back to cultivate, well, a man can't be cultivated in a single mother environment. That's impossible.
Man.
No matter how good the woman's intentions are, no matter how much money the woman make, the son cannot be developed in that culture. It's gonna be a defect.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And guess who gotta deal with this nigga defects? The world.
Right. That's it.
Other now he's a domestic terrorist.
That's right. He's a fucking domestic terror, right.
You know what I'm saying? Then he gonna go make some more of him. He gonna go multiply.
Like King Von.
Yeah.
Look at the King Vons. You had this nigga named Bloodhound Jeff, who had actually more bodies than King Von. And guess what? His mom, and I did a video on it a couple weeks ago. Him and his mom was having a conversation via text, and she knew what he was doing, and she was cheering this nigga on.
Yeah.
To murder and to continue to promote criminal behavior and death and destruction within his own neighborhood.
As long as she got benefits.
Right. And bro, since you said something, I got two precepts for you. This is Ezekiel 16:44. Behold, everyone that used proverbs shall use this proverbs against you, saying, as is the mother, so is her daughter.
So going back to a plague, let's say you have a community of 100 people. Well, you put 3 single mothers in that community, okay? What is they going to create? Because even if, let's say, the people from a 2-parent household, you have women seeing how this woman is operating.
Right.
So that could be an effect.
Right.
And then she's going to have these children, and the daughters are going to be another version of herself worse, because each generation gets worse.
That's right, bro.
And these sons going to be what? Wild niggas.
That's it.
And they going to be moving around to destroy, defile the women that come from these other households. So now, if you just drop off 3 single mothers, okay, with this feminist doctrine in a community of 100, about 2 generations later, they gonna be the majority.
That's it.
You know?
And if you think he's lying, look at society today.
Yeah.
Look at these statistics and look at the outcome of what the priest is saying. You know, he's just speaking of in really the current time, but let's go back, like he's saying, 2 and 3 and 4 generations ago. Right?
Yep.
Look at the outcome.
Two parents was the majority.
Bro, when I was in school, and I bring this shit up all the time. When I was in school, bro, the only way both parents did not attend parent and teacher meetings is because your father was either a truck driver or he was somewhere on the road working. There was no such thing as a divorce, right? Esau manipulated that, and then he catered to the white, I mean, not the white woman, but Eve is more so as, look, be liberated from their lifestyle. But again, meanwhile, the family, the so-called white man's family dynamic is intact.
Yep.
Both parents are in that household in most cases, man. And can I get the statistics, bro? Let me just get some stats, because um, this just further proves everything. It states, and this is according to Marriott BYU.ed. It states, today a single mother heads 1 out of every 8 families in the U.S., while only 10% of all families in the U.S. lives in poverty, and poverty means what? To be destitute, to be poor, right? It states nearly 40% of single mother families live in poverty.
Yep.
Single mother families are 5 times more likely to live in poverty than 2 parent families.
And what happens in that environment? Those men, those boys have to be men early.
Right.
And then
that's right.
In those same environments, here it is, because a lot of these women that's in these certain environments, a man making $50,000 say today.
That's right. That's right.
But you wasn't groomed to be into those men. Okay, you was groomed to be into what's popular.
Right.
Okay.
That's right.
And
that's right.
What you see when you deal with these women, either they're a slave to their career,
right,
to make ends meet.
And
if you're a slave to your career, who's raising the children?
Themselves.
You see?
No one's in the household. And when we say themselves, we're talking about either what they see out there in their local environment, or what they're listening to via YouTube, the King Bonds, the drill music, so on and so forth. So basically, the environment is raising these kids, man. And what happens? You become a product of your environment. If you take a domesticated pig, right, and you put that motherfucker out there in the woods, what's going to happen? That pig is going to adapt to his surroundings. So basically, his mindset is going to change, even his look. So if you take Jake out of a 2-parent household, you put them in a single-parent household where their community is impoverished, what's going to happen? That kid, that boy, even that girl is going to start adapting to their environment in order to survive. And Esau knows this. That is the reason why he has this term called survival of the fittest.
Well, that pig will start growing tusk.
That's right.
Hair.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And it's still unclean, niggas.
Yeah.
Hey, some more stats for you, bro. It states a single parent children can feel frightened, stressed, and frustrated by the difference between their lives and their friends. Children of single parents are more prone to various psychiatric illness, alcohol abuse, suicide attempts than children from homes with 2 parents.
Because you're dealing with all this instability.
That's right, bro.
That's right. Because a lot of single parents, and this not the overall, this the majority. And then Elijah, you gotta factor in the results. All right, because one might pop up and say, "Well, my mom. Well, look, this is bigger than your mom."
Right.
Okay.
Right.
We're talking about a nation of people and the results that it's producing, man.
Right. One more stat.
You got it, bro.
And that stat came from www.medicinenet.com, and the last stat comes from, I want to say, journals.sagepub.com. From 1995 to 2018, single mother prevalence remained highest among so-called black children, followed by so-called Latino children, and then by so-called white children.
And that's the 2 at the top is the tribes, man. Okay, northern, southern, and northern kingdom.
And don't be surprised if those so-called white children are Jakes.
Yep.
Curses.
Yeah, they don't even include Gad on there.
Exactly.
Cause I was talking to this Gadite chick. She 20. I think she was 25, something like that. You know, 2 baby daddies, and
Damn.
you know,
Damn.
getting kicked out. You know, getting evicted and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Messing with with the sorriest niggas on earth.
That's what they do.
And then like another thing, like those single married a lot of these single parent households are so unstable
Right.
that those children see so goddamn much.
Get molested.
Yeah, getting molested,
You know what I'm saying?
getting evicted,
Right.
seeing all these different men
Drug
come
abuse.
in, yeah,
Right.
you know.
Hey, look at Cain on Menace to Society.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, look what Cain witnessed when he was like 7 and 8 years of age. And then like the priest said that a couple years ago, at the end of the day, Pernell broke it all down. That lifestyle we were living is all bullshit. It's all bullshit. But he realized that as he sitting in a fucking prison forever.
Yep.
And that's when Esau really wants you to find out.
Yep.
When it's too late, when you're beyond the point of return, man.
Well, he had already messed Cain up. And Cain was already
And he was working on his son.
Shit. 3 generations. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
Yeah.
I got a couple more in there.
Yeah. You got it.
All right, this is Micah 7 and 10.
Yep.
Then she that is my enemy shall see it.
Yep.
And shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is Yahweh your power? My eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mud of the streets.
Yeah, it says she that is my enemy. And see, what we have to understand, man, this is real life. You know, and the doctrine that the majority of these women, operate on,
Right.
all right, they are actually an enemy to their own nation, man.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't care because they getting these instant gratification and these instant perks, man.
Yeah, a woman is very selfish.
Yeah.
And then if we can, just harp back on Eve, Eve was selfish.
Yep.
She was very selfish. You had all that fucking glory, but still, like the priest is saying, it only makes sense. You wanted that.
Yep.
You wanted to be in charge of that.
Yep.
You felt that you could have done it better.
Yep. The serpent just hyped you up.
And that's what he did.
He hyped you up again this time.
That's what he did.
All these independent women songs and all these movies,
That's right.
glorifying that single, strong black. He hyped you up again because he knew that was in you to want to be the head of the house. And this is why we exist in what you call a matriarch.
Right.
On that word matri, which is mother or woman, and ark is the Greek word of rule.
Ooh.
So we are in the rulership of women.
Wow.
The tribes are under the rulership of Esau, Edom, all right, with the overseer being the woman.
That's it.
Okay?
That's it.
And this is the results.
That's it. And this is Mark 8 and 36. For what shall it profit a man or Eve if she shall gain the whole world and lose her own soul?
Yeah, so now you're able to be a celebrity, you're able to be a congress woman.
Yeah,
You don't know what to call them, goddamn.
Right here.
You can be a judge.
That's right.
Okay.
Even run for president.
Yeah. President now. And that shows you that everything full circle because now she's the highest office that a slave can get.
That's right.
Okay? So what their president go, the first servant?
That's right. First servant.
So everything is full circle. And this lets you know this is what Eve and the serpent was speaking of in the garden.
Right.
Look, I'm going to have my whole judicial system set up to where you right no matter what. Okay? I'm going to have it to where the status quo is they can only have one woman.
Right.
But you can do your thing. Okay? I'm going to have it to where you're going to have plenty, you can deal with different men and still be taken care of.
Right.
Whether you want to come work for me or whether, you just get assistance. From me, you're going to be, taken care of. Okay? I'm going to build you housing. Okay? We got project housing.
That's it.
Okay?
I'm going to run you something. And this is from the Hopeful Elect 3, Ecclesiasticus 3 and 9. For the blessing of the Father, you like this one, establish the house of children.
Yeah, because you go back to it, power is transferred through men.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's no power transferred through women.
That's right, bro.
Okay,
That's right.
so going back to it, the father, by the legacy, all right, that he established during his life, he's able to pass, he's able to transfer that power, okay, and their legacy to his son,
Kind,
okay, or their next generation,
kind.
all right. How many? The whole generation of Israel benefited off what King David did.
That's right.
Okay,
That's right.
even you go into the numbers,
That's right.
because Solomon was the richest king, but he had a hell of a jump start
Right.
because there's an article that say that the wealth that King David had that transferred to King Solomon, that was the biggest wealth transfer in history.
Wow.
You know,
And that's beyond trillions.
yeah, the
That's,
kingdom was about 2 trillion.
wow.
Just the temple. When you go into the resources for the temple,
Wow,
what gold is worth today is
bro.
like close to 2 trillion. You know, and they're just the things you can figure up because you don't know how
Right.
much the precious stone was. It was just the silver, gold, and brass. You see?
Mm-hmm.
So going back to it, is men. When you go into dynasty, what is dynasty? It's a succession of rulers that come from a particular man.
Mm.
The Flavian dynasty, the
Mm-hmm.
Tudors. You know, you
Mm-hmm.
put us on the Tudors
That's
going
right.
back to
That's
King
right.
Henry.
That's right.
Okay, but guess what? When did the legacy die? When they start being queens.
That's right.
Okay, then
Charlotte.
yeah, then
Yes.
now it's transferred
That's right.
to another nation.
That's right.
You know,
And I think the last Jake that was in there prior to what we see today is it was Queen Charlotte.
mm-hmm.
It was Queen fucking Charlotte.
Yep.
We'll finish it out. But the curse of the mother roots out foundations.
Roots out foundation. Now you have a nation with no foundation under the matriarch.
Right. And we knew this back in the day, priest, because even when you go into the book, I forgot what book it is actually in. It's in the Old Testament. You had the tribe of Manasseh.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Yeah, yeah.
had these this Jake had these daughters, but at the end of the day, the tribe was worried about if they marry outside of the tribe of Manasseh, their land would go to the other tribes.
Yep.
So it was decreed that those women had to marry within their tribe, which
Mhm.
was the tribe of Manasseh, to keep their land as the tribe of Manasseh.
That's why Tobias, he had to marry Sarah. Because they were both from Naphtali.
Mm-hmm.
Since she was the only daughter.
Damn.
So she had,
Yeah.
Because they were like, this the only. Because even the angel said, you know, this was set up in the heavens, showing you know that that
Wow.
order came from the heavens.
Right.
You know?
And that's the reason why that angel kept killing off these
Yeah.
them cats,
Yeah.
because that she was preserved for Tobias.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Also, the brother put another one. Ecclesiasticus 38. A horse not broken becomes headstrong, and a child left to himself will be willful.
You should like it.
Read it again. Ecclesiasticus 38. And horse not broken becomes headstrong.
Yep.
And a child left to himself will be willful.
Yeah, so especially dealing with these sons.
Right.
You know, this is why you see Jake, all right, are dying or going to prison at alarming rates because they've never been broken coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Because they play a factor in how you look at authority in the world based on how you look at authority from the house.
Yeah.
And if you only had your mother, okay, and you grow up in a certain environment, then after a while, man, your mother ain't talking about shit.
And Esau knows the devastation of that, because even when he puts you through his so-called adoption system,
Yep.
foster care, guess what? You have what? A foster mother.
Yep.
Look at Antoine Fisher's story. Look at his fucking story. A story based in real life, how he was molested and all of that. And he suffered mental illness such as PTSD and depression because of what he went through when he was a child.
Toxic feminism.
Toxic feminism, man.
Masculinity solves and creates structure.
Right.
Okay? Femininity by itself, okay, creates chaos.
That's
man.
it.
And true toxic, man.
Yeah.
You know?
One more. Isaiah 3:12 from the brother. For my people For no, as for my people, children are their oppressors,
Mm-hmm.
and women rule over them.
Women go back to the matriarch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, see?
O my people, they which lead you cause you to err and destroy the way of your
Yep,
paths.
destroy the way of your path. And your path goes into that way of life, man.
Right.
Okay? And like I say, the woman has a beautiful order. Matter of fact, with that, you can go. Yes.
What you want, bro?
I just want that real quick in Psalms 113, that last verse.
Okay.
Because women have a beautiful order.
Right.
Okay, but when they're removed from their order, they become a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Psalm 113 and 9. He makes the barren woman to keep house, and to be a joyful mother of children. Praise you, Yahweh.
Yeah, so that word keep, all right? You go back to that word shamar,
Mm-hmm.
which means, so what was her duties in the house? To protect life in the house.
Right.
Adam protected life outside the house.
That's right.
Where did
right.
make it to the house?
Mm-hmm.
And how did she protect life in the house? Nurturing.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
Being that nurturer. That's why I say a joyful mother.
Right.
Okay?
Right. And this is, let me get 1 Corinthians 11 and 3.
Yep.
But I would have you know that the head of every man is Mashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Mashiach is the Most High.
Yeah, so that's the order for us as a people, man.
Mm-hmm.
The Heavenly Father, all right, and Yahweh Shai is under him. Because Yahweh Shai has a head. He's been guided by the Father.
Right.
Yahweh Shai is guiding the Israelite men.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And the Israelite men guide their houses, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? If you had that order amongst our people, you wouldn't, if Jake had communities amongst themselves and they had this order with even a portion of the law, statutes, and commandments, you wouldn't need police.
Right.
You wouldn't need abortion clinics.
That's right, bro.
Okay?
There wouldn't be no diseases.
Yeah.
You know, early deaths.
Yeah. Gangs.
And all that shit. Stricken with poverty.
No.
All of that goes back to the curses. And since you was talking about the head and even Yahweh, he checks himself by his word.
Yep.
So he has his word. That's why the scripture talks about how he magnified his word above his name, meaning what? He stays intact by not breaking his word.
Yep.
So it's perfect order, even from Yahweh to Yahweh Shai, trickling down to man, woman, boy, and girl.
Mm-hmm.
I got one more for you, bro.
Yeah, bro.
This is 1 Peter 3 and 6 in the NLT. For instance, you know what? Let me start at verse 5. This is how holy, so like 1 Peter 3 and 5. This is how the holy women of old made themselves beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
They trusted the Most High and accepted the authority of their husband.
They accepted the authority of their husband. Okay? And said this is how the women of old made themselves beautiful, man.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
Because you can see you went out there and got an L.
Mm-hmm.
It started off good.
Yeah.
You know, it was cute. Like I said, you on a pedestal, men pretty much worshiping you,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, society worshiping you and putting you on this pedestal. It started off cute, but it ended up in a huge L.
That's right.
Okay?
That's
the
right.
true victory is us in order under Yahweh Shem Al Shai.
That's it.
You got it, bro.
Verse 6. For instance, Sarah obeyed her husband Abraham and called him her master. You are her daughters when you do what is right without fear of what your husbands might do.
Yeah, man.
Because it's in you.
Yeah. Yep. So just like we have a mindset to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do, that's the mindset that should be developing in women in these times, man. You know, those that say they believe. Okay, you should have a mindset like this. You should lean into your lot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because you done tried everything else, man. Because one thing about it, by default, you saying you don't want to listen to a man by default, you're listening to a man, Esau Edom, which is your enemy.
That's it. You dress up for the nigga.
Yeah.
When you're going to work.
Yeah.
You put your makeup on. You put your heels. You put your lashes on.
Yeah.
You put your lace front on. What Doughboy Ross said,
Yeah.
$500 for the lace front.
Yeah.
You know, you spend all that money for the lace front, but then by the time, like you made the point, right, by the time you get home, you so goddamn tired But giving him your all, you don't feel like cooking, spending time with your husband or your kids, man.
Yeah. So it's really, you know, at the end of the day, the woman has been weaponized, and now we to the point to where the woman is like a throwaway. See, really, the Lord finna do away with Esau as a throwaway weapon, and our women that's still out of order, okay, they finna be put away as a throwaway weapon, man. You know, you got it, bro.
That's it, brother.
Okay, well, with that, you know, we pray that you brothers and you sisters was edified once again. We'll give all praise and glory unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem,
Yahushua,
Yahushua,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Kakadash,
Kakadash.
and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great example towards younger brothers, and peace and blessings and salutation to the hopeful elect. Shalom.
Hey, shalom, Mike.